dividends are a great opportunity when it comes down to buying a share of stock or an ETF that pays you dividends, because not only are you getting the growth of the asset as it continues to grow over time, but they pay sometimes quarterly or monthly dividends based on their revenue, and they pass that on to us as shareholders. And that's what's awesome about it. But how does that actually work in Webull? Well, there's a couple different ways that I want to share that with you in today's video. Now, this is an extension of my Webull for beginners. So if you are a beginner and you're just trying to figure out how do I work this investment app and I don't know what I'm doing, check out the full video. It'll walk you through all the details, and then you can add this one on as a supplement. So first thing I want to show you actually isn't Webull. It's actually over here at Seeking Alpha, because this is a great way that you can come over here, seekingalpha.com, and you can search for whatever stock or ETF that you're interested in to see if it pays a dividend. Now, because everybody's familiar with Apple, I'm going to type in AAPL, and right here it is, and we're going to look at Apple. Now, Apple does pay a dividend, even though it's not that much money, but you can see that right over here where it says yield. That's what we're going to be looking for as you search within Seeking Alpha. This makes it easy. So they pay a dividend of 0.54%, and that is a rate of 96 cents per share. So not a whole lot of money, but of course, if you own a lot of shares, you can make a decent amount of money. Another way that you can do this is over at thedividendtracker.com. You can do some research on what the best dividend-paying stocks and ETFs are. And most of the stocks, most of the ETFs that generally people get do come with a dividend yield. So they're going to pay that either monthly or quarterly. And quarterly means every 3 months. So hopping over to our Webull app, I'm going to take you right over to the main screen. And this is what we have going on. Now, I have quite a few different shares, and you can see I have 33 shares of Apple, but I also have this other one, and I picked this one up during the bank crisis back in the day when Silicon Valley Bank collapsed. Charles Schwab, for some reason, also dropped, so I took advantage of that drop, and I bought some shares. So here's what we have going on here is I own a total of 160 shares of Schwab, but Schwab pays a dividend. In fact, their yield is pretty handsome at 1.69%, which is right around $1 per share every single year. So if you split that up quarterly, it looks pretty good. But coming back to the main screen, what you want to do at the top, fifth option, it'll say history. Click on that in your app. And then what you want to do is come over here and filter to make sure it says dividend records, not order records or IPO, but go to dividends. Click on that. And then it's going to show you over, you could do year to date, you could do 1 year, you can do as much as you want, you can go as far back as you'd like, and that way you can see what kind of dividends are being paid. Now, if you just opened your Webull account, give it some time before you start getting dividends. But here you can see Charles Schwab on August 25th, 2023, paid me $40. Now, that's above the growth. That's just $40 based on their business results. They pull that out of revenue and they pass that on to shareholders as a thank you for being a shareholder. So 25 cents times 160 shares equals $40. You can look down below there on August 18th. I had Apple, 24 cents times I had 29.04 shares, which means I get $6.97. And that's how it works. So you can see all my different dividend records. The only thing with Webull that you need to know is at this time, as of the recording of this video, they do not offer the dividend reinvestment plan. Now, last time I whined about something, Webull actually listened and they instituted it. And that was fractional shares. Years ago, it was probably about like 2021, I did a video and said for some reason, Webull doesn't offer fractional shares, and they should. So, Webull, your next challenge, offer the dividend reinvestment plan. Now, for beginners, what is that? That means that, for example, here we have Schwab, $40. Now, there's two different ways that this can work. You either take that $40 and maybe you go out for a nice meal or grab a beer or something with it, or you take that money and reinvest it back into Schwab or Apple or whatever your stock is. And then that just helps snowball growth over time. With dividends reinvested, you can actually end up growing your portfolio much more significantly than you would if you wouldn't reinvest the dividends. So, with that in mind, having Webull do that automatically for you so you don't have to worry about doing it manually would just be fantastic. So Webull, get on it. Now, because they offer fractional shares, you can do this manually. So for example, when you get that $40 in Schwab, if you come over to your main account, you're going to be looking under your settled cash, right there, settled cash, and you want to see that $40 show up. In my case, it's 40. It could be different depending on whatever stock you own. Then at that point, what you could decide to do is manually reinvest that dividend. So even though they don't have the automatic reinvestment program yet, you can still take care of this manually. And here's how you do that. You go down to the stock that paid you the dividend. I'll use Charles Schwab as an example. We then tap on buy at the very bottom of the stock. And what we're going to want to do is set the order type to market. And then where it says amount and share, you're going to want to tap on where it says share, and that'll change over to USD, United States dollars. Now at that point, you can put whatever that amount was into this particular stock. So we know that we got a dividend of $40 in my case. So I'm going to type in $40 for the day. And you can see I'll get a total of 0.66856 shares. And that'll be good. That's what we want. And that's how you can manually reinvest those dividends when they get paid out. Should Webull offer the dividend reinvestment plan after I publish this video, I will pin a comment down below with the update video. But if you found this video helpful, give it a like, share it, check out this video next. We'll see you on the next video.